Welcome back to Spilling the Gravy. I'm Antonia.
And I'm Michelle.
We are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo talking just about everything. So today we're going to be diving in to some exciting topics. We're talking about family. And even though we've done a family episode already and a sibling episode, we want to talk about friends that become part of your family. It's like your chosen family.
Right. Because family can have a lot of meanings, a lot of different, not always blood.
Not always blood. Yes, it's your chosen family, not your blood family, and how you embrace them into your whole entire world, your own biological family, and all of that, and then the craziness that goes along with it. So, we're on episode 8.
Woo!
Right? Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah?
I don't know. Yeah, episode 8.
Yes. Episode 8.
Cheers, episode 8.
Cheers to episode 8. Those of you that have been with us through the first 7,
Woo!
thank you for sticking with us. Those who are new, welcome.
Yes, welcome. If you found us on TikTok, hi, we're here. Well, obviously, your blood is always going to be your family, but I think there's always more to that of what family means, because sometimes there's even family that maybe doesn't feel like family. Who is your blood?
Yeah, I think people definitely have that where you hear of people having like Friendsgivings and things like that, where they want to have celebrations with people who are so close to them, but not necessarily came from the same lineage. You're obviously a tad younger than me. A tad. A big tad. But I think that as you age, your idea of family changes too. Yeah. When you're young, it's the people you're forced to spend every holiday. And I say that kidding. I mean, kids love being with their families. But I think that when you're little, it's like, okay, yay, I have, grandma, grandpa, mommy, and daddy, aunts and uncles, cousins. When you're a teenager, maybe you start to rebel a little more, like, oh, do I have to spend all this time with the family? I want to go see my friends. Yeah. Then as you're in your 20s, I think some of those friends that have lasted really do. You kind of learn who your people are and who they aren't, and they're sort of like extended family to you. Then, I know I'm going through all the decades here, but then I think when you possibly get married and start having your own family, then it could be other people you bond with that have kids that are not your family too.
School,
exactly.
Like that,
people that you met through school, people that now maybe you've met through work, your kids' friends, parents that all of a sudden you form a bond with because the kids became friends. So I think that your world extends and you start to realize more that your family is very important, but there's just as many, maybe not just as many, but there's people that can have that same connection to you as your family does. And just because you don't share blood doesn't mean you can't share that close bond.
No, I think it's important. Obviously, every family dynamic is very, very different, whether your parents are divorced, you're an only child, like things like that. So especially for me, it was always important for me to, I feel like, to have friends and to have people like that I could consider my family, because I had such a close, tiny little family. It was important to me to have not many friends, but just 1 or 2 really good people that are just like by my side all the time.
I think that changes as you grow too. That you start to shorten your circle a little bit.
Definitely.
That you realize the ones that are just friend acquaintances versus who are your lifelongs.
Yeah, and I think it's
your ride or dies.
Of course. And like you said before, every stage of life you go through different friends, and like things happen, people fall apart, people just grow in different directions, and you're not friends anymore. And like obviously I had those situations, and I'm sure you have had too, but like there's always those few little people that strangle along with you. and are there forever. And then those people kind of become like the extension of your family. And it doesn't really, like, obviously the number of years matters to a point, but sometimes you meet people later on in life that feel closer to you than some of your longer term friends.
I mean, I definitely have tightened my circle of friends. I have lots of, extended people who I love. But there's those that a couple that have been with me once since grammar school that we grew up that has seen, and I think it's people who've seen you through life things as well. She's seen me through all kinds of life situations. One from high school. And it's not a lot. I know some people have like a whole group from high school or college. I would say my other closest ride or dies were people after all of that and after I got married that have stuck.
I mean, the only people I talk to from high school is Evan and Angelica. And I've known Angelica since 3rd grade. So like she's been probably my longest friend that I've had, and we still talk, and like, even though we don't hang out every day or talk every day, she's still, I would consider, one of my close friends. And then obviously, like you said, as you get older, you tighten your circle a little bit. And then I met people later on in life, like Jody. Hi, Jody. Who become, I would say she's part of the Calendula family by now.
So yes, I guess, that's kind of what we wanted to talk about, is that you have your family, and from us talking in the previous episodes who we adore, and family is so important to us, but we have people in our lives that no blood relation, that have come into our lives for different reasons at different occasions, who I would jump in front of a bus for, like I would some of the blood relatives.
I feel like we need a drum roll. The Fiskadillas.
Oh, yes, important. That's one very important family. Hi, Fisks.
Hi, Fisk. We love you. Mikey's on his way to work right now driving.
Okay, so the reason why she brings the Fisks up is, so now growing up, and I guess I'll backtrack for a minute, and let us know if you have some of this in your family. But I know definitely in my Italian family, there were aunts and uncles that were not really aunts and uncles, but we called them aunt and uncle. No blood relationship at all. So with my parents, they were best friends of theirs that I only knew them as aunt and uncle. Their kids, I kind of just felt like they were cousins, extended cousins, even though with those folks, we didn't celebrate holidays together on the holidays. They were with their families. We were with our family. But we did vacations together. We did things together, and they were aunt and uncle to me. Yeah. And that's how I grew up. So now, interestingly enough, so you hear us talking about the Fisk. So Claire and Bill are very dear friends of ours. Claire and Jeff. So now talking about life, friends, and not even lifelong, because it was high school for them as well. When they met. It was high school. They grew up together. They had a group, very close group. And then when I came into the picture, I don't know, it was somehow we bonded. Claire and Bill were already married when I'm lying. Well, they were just getting married when I came into the picture. We were like newly.
Before Billy.
I wasn't even at, yes, before Billy. I wasn't at their wedding because we were like newly dating when they got married. But we got very close very quickly. And it just became this bond between us. And I don't even know why we didn't do the aunt and uncle thing, but our kids definitely,
really make sense.
I know, I don't know why we didn't, but our kids definitely consider themselves cousins and family. Yeah. Our kids grew up together. They have 2 boys. We have 2 boys. We vacationed together every year. One of the things that we're most proud of is not only the lasting friendship and how much we mean to each other and how we have become each other's family, is that got passed down to our kids. Mm-hmm. Our kids love each other. They love hanging out with us. They love all of us hanging out. The like Fiskadillos love. They love hanging out without us. But we're proud of that it never became do we have to hang out with them? No, they love being together. We all love being together. And I will say this: Claire and Bill have there's one New Year's Eve in all these years that we've known each other, and we're talking over 3 decades now, that we have not spent together. And the only year
one?
that was the year that Jeff and I got married, because for some reason we thought as newlyweds we should just do our own thing on the first New Year's Eve. I don't know why. We went out to dinner and we came home. I don't know why we thought that.
Why?
But we did. I don't know.
It's not even like your anniversary was
like,
around
oh,
that time. You
no,
got married
I
in
don't
June.
It sounded romantic at the time. But that is the only year in over 3 decades that we have not spent New Year's Eve with the Fisk. So while we don't spend Thanksgiving and Christmas, because we do that with our own extended families, every New Year's. And that is a thing that we just need to be together. And they are my family. I can't.
I consider them my family.
Yeah.
And I'm married into this.
Exactly. So yes, that's how that became.
Yeah, and I'll even say it's so nice that Evan grew up with them. Obviously, he has his own cousins who are around his same age that are blood cousins.
But not really, because he's
Corey's only...
Oh, Corey, I'm forgetting.
Yeah. It's like, they're the same age.
I'm thinking of the Maglio side.
No, yes. On the Maglio side, your boys are both the oldest by a couple years, at least. But on the Calangelo side, there is Corey and Justin, who obviously were around each of their ages. Corey's a year older than Evan.
They're like 5.5 months apart.
Okay, so he's a little bit older than Evan, and then Jay's older than Ryan. So, but still around the same age. But it was nice, I think, especially for Evan, too, because him and Mikey were so close in age.
They went to nursery school together.
Yes, and they spent their whole childhood together.
Yes.
I'm going to find that picture. It's my favorite little picture with their
love that
lunchboxes.
picture. And Evan was so scared, and Mikey was like his emotional support animal going with
this
him.
This is why you need people like this so your kids can grow up together.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Their friendship between the 4 of them, and you have a tattoo, by the way, a 4 tattoo. Because they're what do you call it? The fearsome 4. I don't even know where it is. That's a great angle.
How am I going to show it?
Like that. Let me show you like this. Okay. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's nice that they have their friendship that is then carried down to the boys, because now that there's wives involved, between Billy, the oldest, Claire and Bill's oldest, is married to Tori, and they have a beautiful daughter, Bonnie. And it's nice for now me and Evan I get to hang out with Tori. There's another girl involved. We all hang out together. Eventually, I assume there'll be another girl with Mikey. So,
and we're carrying it.
Yeah, and Ryan has Mackenzie. So we all have our little group, which I could see down the line when we are all having kids in the future and getting married and doing all that. We've already started that phase of life, and it's just going to continue, and we'll have the same kind of friendship that they did, but more so as family, not as friends per se, because you guys started the friendship that became family. So now for the kids, I think it's carried down to that,
right? Just sort of as family at this point.
And it's so like you said, you never started the aunt and uncle thing with your friends because of whatever reason. I mean, maybe it was still just maybe weird to say that, even though you're godmother. I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm going to blame Claire and Bill because they had the first child.
That's
it was
true.
with Billy. They
fault.
Were supposed to start it.
But anyway, we have decided to take that on and start that. So Billy and Tori have their daughter Bonnie, and now she calls us aunt and uncle. So, and the same for our kids. I mean, I would always tell my kids to call them their aunt and uncle, even though they're not blood related.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's funny is my blood family, they also consider the Fisks part of the family.
Oh, they're just
because they're here for everything. They're here for all the birthday parties, for all the barbecues. So it really has kind of come full circle that everybody has embraced them as family too, which I love. And I think part of that is when your family loves you, and then you introduce someone who, if you love them and you get along that well with them, chances are your family is going to feel that way as well.
Yeah.
So it does,
I
love that.
I think so.
That's what's happened.
And one day we will have them on, and Bill can tell his story about how he met all of you guys for the first time, because it's very similar to mine. for them, they're not even Italian, so I guess to be adjusted to this huge family is a big step. So we'll have to have them on
Yes,
at
they
some
can
point. They
explain
can
that.
explain everything.
But they have always, and I so appreciate this about them, they have always loved my family too. They loved my dad, had a great time with him. He loved them. My grandmother, Nani, they knew her, loved her. She loved them. So it's just really, they've always just kind of fit right in. And again, we talked about going on vacation together. And I'm not just saying us going on vacation. They would be coming on vacation and my parents would be there too. And my aunt and uncle would be there too. Or my cousins would be there too. And so it was just one big, my siblings feel like that about them. And actually, there is one connection there. Claire and my sister-in-law, Kate, are related, which they didn't even realize.
Wait, what?
You didn't know this?
No.
They didn't even realize until they ended. I'm trying to remember. I think Claire and I were talking and I was like, oh, I have to go to a wake. And she's like, oh, I have to go to a wake too. And it ended up being for
didn't know that.
Kate's grandfather. And like, we didn't even know that there was a relationship there. But there was.
I didn't
so
know
they're
that
like,
either. Wow, you learn something every day.
not cousins that there's blood there, but those families did not see each other.
Yeah.
But they were there enough to
I had no idea.
go to wakes.
Yeah, it's where you meet people. It's where you meet your friends. Wakes.
It happens.
Cool. But my mom was friends with twins who I call my Aunt Christine and Aunt Teresa, and I grew up calling them aunts. And then my Aunt Christine had a daughter first who is a year younger than me, and then we became close growing up, and we grew up together too, essentially. So a similar situation. If you're listening, hi Gabby, how are you? But it grew up in a similar situation. So I think it's important to kind of bring your friends into your family, and the ones that stay close to you, and the ones, like you said, that have seen you go through struggles and still remain there and still try to be there for you in whatever way you need them to be.
Yeah, I know that the Fisks would be there for me no matter what. Mm-hmm. Whatever I need, I know that they'd be there for us.
Yeah.
For us, our kids, anyone in my family, and same for me and Jeff with them. We would do anything for them. So to have people like that in your family that, or not in your family, but have become family that, I'll say it again, they're your ride or dies, know, no matter what, they're going to be in your life and that they're going to be there for you. They're going to, we have a lot of laughs together, which is all the good parts, but it's the folks that are there for you when the laughing's not coming and there's tears or there's bad things happening that are going to be there to support you and be strong for you. Those are the ones that
and
really
I will
matter.
say that's probably like your true test of friendship. Of like, obviously everybody goes through hard times, but it's really those people that like are checking in on you. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, what can I, like, just those type of people that are even there just to support you, maybe from afar, but just like, that they're there if you need to like reach out for them. Mm-hmm. That's what makes family to me in my head. Blood doesn't matter. Blood matters, but like sometimes your friends could be there more for you than your actual family in some situations.
Sometimes that does happen.
Yeah.
Then there's the people that you meet along the way. So now my girl, my other ride or die, my Vicky. Hi, Vic. I couldn't have this conversation without talking about her.
We love Vicky.
So we met. She worked already at this company that then not where I am now, and I've been where I am now for 25 years. So now you see how long ago this was. And I was at the company before that, which also wasn't with her, 8 years. So we're talking, oh my God, we've been friends
every
for
episode
40.
We do math, and
I know,
it
I
doesn't
can't
work
do math,
out.
and I haven't figured this out in a long time, but we've been friends for 40 years.
Wow.
Could that be right? How old am I?
I don't know.
No, that's not right. That would make me in high school.
I thought you
Math is so not our strong suit. I'm married
Some
for 30, maybe like 35 years.
Okay, round up 40.
All right. Anyway, we digress. So very long time. We've been friends for decades. She already worked there. We had these little cubicles. I'm starting, it's new. You don't know anyone. You kind of go in, and all of a sudden I look up and there's this little face next to me. Hi, I'm Vicky. How are you? And because she's not shy at all, and she knows she's not shy. We really have been inseparable since then. And when I say inseparable, and here's the other thing, it doesn't have to be someone, and you know this very well, because you'll talk about it more, I'm sure, with about Jody, your best friend. You don't have to be together all the time for those feelings to be there.
Sometimes just people just click.
Yeah.
Like it just makes sense.
And we just clicked. And yes, then we worked together. We were together all the time. We worked together. We got laid off together. We went to unemployment together. I drove her to job interviews. I was there through her getting married. She was there through me getting married.
Divorced.
Yes, both. She was my maid of honor when Jeff and I got married. Then we had kids. Things change. You're busy with your kids. You're doing other things. We have never stopped making time for each other, but it might be a month or two before we see each other in person. But we try to make sure, and we don't live far apart. We live 20, 25 minutes away from each other, but I never feel like just because I don't see her that we're not as close. And she's someone else, like you, Antonia's heard me say this. There is not one thought that could go through my head, no matter what it is, how wretched it might be. I know I can say it to her. I won't be judged. She'll probably agree with me. She'll laugh at it with me, even if it's awful. We'll laugh together. We know we're in no judgment zone. We're a safe space. And there's absolutely nothing in the world that I will not say to her, and that I know she'd always have me. Always.
Yes. And even going back to what you said too about everybody goes through their stages in life, and you've been friends with people for however many years it is, but no matter how much time has passed, even if you don't talk to each other every day, people have kids, people get married, all that, it's like there's always those certain people where you can pick up the phone and it's like you were talking yesterday and nothing has changed, no matter how old you are or what stage of life you're in. And those I feel like are always your true like family kind of friends, because it's like nothing has changed. It's like, oh, I haven't talked to you in like 4 months, but like, how was your dinner yesterday?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even with me, I know you have Vicky, and then for me, Jody, who is across the country, who I happen to I met when I was in the Disney college program. She was my roommate who I met offline, like this random girl. And we just since then have been the closest of friends since 2017. And I think we've spent a total of 1 year together in person. Came to the wedding. She was my maid of honor. Like, no matter what, she was always so there for me, and I could call her in 5 minutes and be like, I need your help, and she would be there. So, and we have done that before both ways. So, and
we all love Jody. Like Jody
yes,
is
Jody
definitely
has been
part of our
adopted
family.
into this family.
She definitely is part of our family.
Yes, definitely.
So that just shows you where it doesn't matter where you meet people, how often you see them, but they definitely become ingrained in your life and can be so important to you. We have another scenario, or I do, with someone who was my family, not my blood family, who is no longer my family because divorce came into play.
Oh, yes.
She's the aunt and to my sons. She's godmother to Evan. She was my ex-sister-in-law. She was married to my brother-in-law. They divorced. So that puts a whole other dynamic on how you navigate through that. When you're not the one ending a relationship and all of a sudden it's kind of changed for you. But we were like sisters, so close. And now to try to figure out, well, now we're no longer going to be at family events together. the whole
see each other
dynamic
as
of
often anymore.
our relation, right? The whole dynamic of our relationship.
And you don't want to make it awkward
No,
for like anybody else.
Exactly. So that was a whole learning lesson too. How to navigate when you love someone that dearly, who is your family, who I said right from the beginning will always be my family, and she is. But now to navigate that, everything we knew leading up to that has changed. So I'm proud to say we all have, and we've all figured that out. And she's another one who will just always be in my life, and I will always love her like a sister, and she'll always be there. But yeah, it's weird because you have to navigate that. And now I do have a new sister-in-law on that side, and I love her, and we've built a friendship as well. So people do come in and out of your lives, and sometimes you have to figure out if it's important. I think the moral of the story is if it's important enough to you, you figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, obviously shit happens.
Yeah.
and it's out of
some
your
of
control.
it is out. I was just going to say that. It's out of your control sometimes.
And
Not to make it about me. How dare you were unhappy and got divorced and changed my life.
No, but like shit happens, and maybe the people that you were I mean, I can even say the same thing for like Mackenzie now. Like me and Mackenzie have formed a friendship outside of her and Ryan's relationship, and like it would kind of suck if
and for those who are new, Mackenzie is my son Ryan's girlfriend.
Yes. So, and they've been dating quite a long time, so I've got to spend a lot of time with her. So I can understand that feeling that you have, because if should anything ever happen to them, I would be upset, I guess, to lose her as a friend, but maybe I would still chat her up every once in a while because she is kind of close to me now, obviously depending on what happened. But yeah, so you have to navigate all those relationships, but if it is something that's important to you or a friend that means something to you, you can make it work.
Absolutely. And I think that, so beyond just, BFF relationships, definitely Italians bring a lot of people into their lives.
Nyla.
See, Nyla agrees. Yes, you're my family. And I think that can be people you work with. I think it could be people that you meet through, who knows, through school, through your kids, like I said, your kids' friends, parents, things like that. We met a lot of people through hockey.
Yeah.
That we became close with that have lasted in our lives. So there's those people that, yes, become family to you. And then there's the people that just last through years and years and years that maybe, again, you don't spend holidays with, but are important to you to always have in your life and around you.
And especially you talked about work friends. Hi, Michael. Know you're listening on your drive home. But like I worked with him at SodaStream, which I haven't worked at in over almost 2 years now. No. Longer? I don't know. Anyway, I haven't worked there. So
there goes that math again.
I can't think today. But I haven't worked there in a while, and like we still remain close. We still talk every once in a while, and catch up on each other's lives because we were friendly at work, and then we kind of became friends outside of work. So that's what kind of happens. And no, would I consider him part of my family like the Fisk? No, but we're still very close, and I still managed to keep that relationship with him.
Well, if you're lucky enough to work somewhere a long time and have people that you're close with, I have work family.
Yeah, you have your work
and
fam.
I definitely have my work family, Denisha and Bob. We've been together for 25 years. They each worked there even before me. I don't know that I would have lasted this many years. I love my company, but having people that I'm that close with, that I work with, I mean, these are people, again, it's different. A work family is different than, your friend family that's around you. We don't see each other often outside of, we don't live that close together, especially now. Denisha's moved to another state. But before, we all probably lived about an hour away from each other. But we found a spot that was like an hour away where every so often we would make sure we met for lunch so that it would be a non-work event that the three of us would just meet. Of course, we would talk about work things, but we talk about just general life things too. Yeah. Like, I know about their kids. Like I know about Bob's grandchildren. Denisha and I were, for years, we had to room together. Now you get your own room. But for years, we were roomies. We spent 2 straight weeks in San Francisco together when we were the first year that we worked together. And that just bonded us like you wouldn't believe. And she's another person where even though she's not someone I met other than work and that I've never lived near, I also know I could count on her for things. And she really, like, I truly consider them work family. Like, they are, I love them. I love them dearly. And I know it's reciprocated. And we just have such a strong bond. So you definitely could have work family as well.
And your work family, I feel like it's important because when shit goes wrong at work, I feel like you need them.
Yeah. And they're the only ones that really understand you when it comes to
you can't complain to your family.
Career and your work. Like, everybody, you can complain and people are like, oh, but
like,
they don't really know.
Yeah,
it's the people that are there and go through it with you that
can't
really
bitch
understand.
about other work people to your family because they won't know who they are.
No. And I also think that's important to have people you work with that you do feel are your work family.
Yes. No, it makes your job, I feel like, so much easier too.
Oh my God. Meetings could just be fun. You can like be messaging each other in the background.
And I feel like things get done when you guys are close and it's no like awkward tension or pressure around things. So I don't know. I feel like you work well together.
People. And then, I mean, Jeff had a whole group of people that he went to high school with, you know, and Claire, like it was part of that, all that group too, that we don't see a ton either, but when we do see each other and we make an effort to get together, I mean, it's so much fun because then when you all come together, it's kind of like no time has passed. And, you know, I met that they have a whole life before me, a whole life before Bill, before we came into that group, you know, they could sit there and talk about high school memories forever. Some of them were in grammar school together, those memories. So we don't know, but I'm sure Bill and I could probably tell the stories now because we've heard them so many times, but love them too, you know, Glenn and, you know, that whole group. So it's great to have people around you that just kind of last a lifetime.
Yeah, it's important. I think it's important to have people, and sometimes it's nice to have people that aren't your family that you can like go to them about things that maybe you don't want to tell your whole family or whatever. So then you can vent to them. I'm not saying work people, but like
no,
so like, you know, like you said with Vicky, you could tell her whatever. It's unfiltered. Doesn't matter what you're gonna tell her. It's just all right. You just blink an eye, okay.
She's definitely we would help each other hide the bodies, no question about it.
That's the kind of friend you need. A friend to help you find the body.
About it. No, I wouldn't even have to think twice. You know, again, talking about growing up, my brothers had friends that adored my parents. They loved hanging out. I mean, they thought my father was the coolest because, you know, just his whole persona. They loved hanging around. We'd have a big 4th of July barbecue every year. They would all be here. Like, people didn't want to miss it because and my whole family was here. It wasn't just my parent. Like, that whole group you had to meet, that whole extended family was always here. But it was always such a welcoming environment.
Yeah. And I would even say we do that to an extent now with you guys. I mean, we bring Evan's friends from school that he made.
We want that.
Yeah. And like we bring them to like our New Year's Eve party and like the 4th of July party. Like it's just
the more the merrier.
Thrown into the mix.
I mean, if you're important to somebody in my life, then you're important to me.
Yeah.
You hurt somebody in my life, I will hurt you. But if you're important to them and you stay important to them, you will be important to me. I think that I learned all of that from family, especially my parents. I think it was a little bit different, like with my grandfather, with Nanu. He loved extended family too, but there were things when it came to like the family, like you didn't
Sunday dinner. Or
you
something?
Right, you didn't do something with your friends.
Yeah,
I didn't care whether I thought they were my family too. You didn't not do something with the family to go out with your friends. And again, this is what I'm talking about, like different stages of your life. You maybe don't know better or whatever it might be. So that was always, you had to navigate that. Like if there was a family event, I grew up where New Year's Day, you'd be together. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
New Year's Day? Who
New
wants to
Year's
hang out
Day.
New Year's Day? We don't want to sleep.
New Year's Day. And please, if anybody else in an Italian family did this on New Year's Day, other than my family, we would have like another, like Christmas Day on New Year's Day.
What?
And it would be like
I'm
you were required.
Right. And want to be asleep.
You were required to go. That did slowly change as I get older and I was going out more. I'm like, and then I think it became where everybody sort of rebelled against it. Like, we've all been together. Do we really need to do New Year's Day too?
I mean, when you're hanging out together for like 6 days in a row, it's a lot of family time.
But for years, it was New Year's Day. It was like another like big meal holiday celebration. So we did.
Never knew
and
that.
I don't do like, as much as I love all my Italian traditions, no, New Year's Day, I want to do nothing. I have a big party on New Year's Eve that I host. Yeah. Doing nothing on New Year's Day.
You end up cleaning. It's not even a day off.
Going back to our Fisks for a second and my grandfather. So I think you mentioned this earlier. Jeff and I are Claire and Bill's younger son, Michael's godparents, who we love and adore. And they chose to have his christening on Mother's Day. He was born in February. They chose Mother's Day. Now, obviously, honored beyond belief, we were asked to be his godparents.
I know that's not right.
And I don't even remember why. That was the day. But whatever.
It's not Italian. That's what it is.
Not Italian. And obviously, we're going to be there. We're honored, like I said, beyond belief to be this child's godparents. So now I have to tell the family that I'm not going to be around on Mother's Day. My grandfather could not understand who the hell plans a christening on Mother's Day when you have to be with your family. And I'm not doing it like this would have been in a heavy Italian accent. You have to picture that or in your mind. We were his godparents. We weren't there on Mother's Day, and Nana got over it.
He got over it.
But I'll never forget that.
He was
like, who the hell? Like, very funny.
It happens.
It does.
But she was there for them. Good friend.
Always, yes.
Good friend.
Went against Nanu.
Scary Nanu. Well, talking about friends and your adoptive family, it's also adoptive family that has 4 legs.
Very true.
Because I think pets are such a big part of everybody's family, no matter what culture you're from or what kind of family you're from, what kind of dynamic you have, it doesn't matter. But having a dog or cat, or I guess any pet, but mainly dogs we're going to be talking about because we both have them. She doesn't like cats.
So people are going to not like me. Don't say it.
She's not a cat person. Neither. I'm not really a cat person either. But I would say our pets have 100,000% become part of the family without even questioning it. Like,
you mean my daughter Coco?
Yeah, your favorite?
My favorite child.
So, I mean, yeah, you can explain a little bit about Coco if you want. So Coco is a little Australian Labradoodle.
Yes, Coco is my one and only daughter, besides my daughter-in-law. So we did not have a dog for the kids with them growing up when they were little. And it was mostly because we didn't have a lifestyle that would work for a dog. They both played travel hockey from when they were
away all the time.
Yeah, very little. Yeah. We'd be away, and we were away all the time on the weekends, practices during the week. It just, as far as we were concerned, I mean, we both worked. It just wasn't a conducive lifestyle for us to have a dog as much as they would have liked one. Well, fast forward years later, and now we have Antonia in our life.
I'm here.
And her and her mom got Nyla. I guess, was it your junior year of high school?
Yes. Yeah. Junior, senior year, around there. 2014. So junior.
Okay.
Junior year of high school.
So, obviously Evan spent a lot more time around her and Nyla. So having a dog. And she would always put these little, I don't know, tidbits in his ear about,
Like,
oh,
you
you guys
should
should
get
have
a
a dog. So every so often, like, they would look at dogs that were up for adoption. And I would always also have to say, even if we were getting a dog, your grandmother's allergic. Your grandmother lives with
get a
us.
dog.
You can't get a dog because what if she can't breathe? And then Grammy's not going. The dog's going to have to go. So this kind of went on. And
Hold
then,
on, really quick.
Go
Fast
ahead.
forward to my mom dying and me moving in with them with my dog.
And
Grammy's not allergic.
fine. But when anytime Nyla was here before, she kind of was. I don't know.
I don't
It was
know.
weird.
I think she's
Faking it.
making it up. Grammy.
Anyway, I honestly don't even know how we got to the point.
I feel like because we kept asking, like me, Evan, and Ryan kept being like, get a dog, get a dog, get a dog. Like this was before I had moved in with you guys too. And then I think we got like well, let's look. And once you get the let's look, forget it. You're getting a dog.
And Jeff was very opposed. We're not getting a dog.
I'm not
Who's going to take
taking
care of
care
it? They say they're going to take care of it. They're not going to take care of it. I'm not doing it. Who's going to walk it? Blah, 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 blah. Now we're going on vacation. It's summer and we're about to go on vacation. And for whatever reason, the kids really start looking like, oh my goodness, they're online. These were dogs that you could adopt, I think, at that point.
Because I am pro adoption.
And it's not that I'm not. It's just you have to be more careful when there's people with allergies. Anyway, they found one like, oh my goodness, they love this
I don't
dog.
even remember its name. I don't
Was it
remember.
Shaq?
Maybe.
It might have been
I
Shaq.
don't know. It was very cute.
It was very cute. So somehow he caved enough to say, well, just like fill out the application, but we probably still wouldn't be able to get it because still gonna
leaving.
this
Yeah.
well, A, nothing's gonna happen before we go on vacation, and B, still we can't be sure this is a hypoallergenic dog, and then I know it's gonna happen, everybody's gonna fall in love with it, Grammy's gonna be allergic, and then we're gonna have an issue. So we didn't do anything. We sent it in, and no one even answered us. It was from the application. We go on vacation, we come back, and somehow I think Jeff started looking. I guess maybe we talked about it more on vacation, and the kids kept saying everything they would do and how they would take care of the dog if we got it.
We're all
and-
adults.
Yes. Well, and lo and behold, like, Evan, how old were they? Like Ryan was in high school and
How old's
Evan was
Coco?
in his 20s, early 20s, I guess. How old is Coco? Coco is 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Evan was 21.
21.
So anyway, Jeff finds a place that has, and so then we did a little research, and Australian Labradoodles are like generations of, it's not just a Labradoodle is a Labrador and a Poodle mixed together. Australian Labradoodles, this was created generations ago, and then they keep just breeding Labradoodle. So they're supposed to be even more prone to being hypoallergenic and good for people with allergies and asthma. So we say, all right, we're still not making any promises, but we're going to go to this breeder and we're just going to look.
See what
We're not doing
happens.
anything. We're just going to go see this one breeder.
She's like, I have 2 left.
2 left. Come see. All right. And was it a boy
It
and
was
a
boy and
girl?
a girl. It was Coco and the boy.
So, and at this point, I think they thought they wanted a boy too.
Yes.
The boys.
The boys wanted the boy.
So we go, and Antonia comes with us. So it's myself, Jeff, Evan and Ryan, Grammy, and Antonia. We're going to go, and we're still just looking. We're not coming home with a dog.
Look. Every time you say, I'm just looking for a dog, same thing happened with Nyla. You say you're just looking, you come home with a dog.
So we walk, we go in, we meet the breeder. First, the boy dog comes, this little black, very cute little puppy comes through, and he's all over and jumping all over us, and just
Excited.
giving us
Puppy vibes.
all the personality. And then we're like, oh well, where's the other one? The breeder comes out with this other one under her arm, this little brown nothing, puts her down.
She literally like plopped her on the floor. She just went.
And Coco was just, every little bit of her was shaking. Everything was shaking, and she didn't move. So Antonia went and she grabbed her and then she sat on the floor and she started petting her. And then I came over and Grammy came over and
boys
we're like,
are playing with this
boys
black
are playing
dog.
with the black dog that's like all over. Woo! Yay! These people are going to take me home. And now girls, we're all over with this little girl, and she's just a mush love bug that's just so scared and just wants love. And we're like, oh my God, like look at her, like just.
I have a problem with dogs that look so sad because I just want them to feel better.
So one by one, now the boys come over, and I also was worried about the black one kept scratching itself too, and I'm like, oh my God, it's got fleas. Or some sort of itch problem.
Lo and behold, what your dog has.
So we all have now come. We're all around who would become Coco. And the conversations happen. And now if you could see this poor sad sack, there is no way we were leaving her there. Like I felt like the breeder didn't, because the breeder didn't. I felt like the breeder didn't really care about her. Like she thought for sure we were taking the. She thought for sure we were taking the boy dog. And when we actually said to her, we're going to take this one, she was like shocked. You are. She was the runt of the litter. We're like, yep, we are. We're taking
sad
her.
Little depressed dog.
She needs love. And what are the calendrillos about? We're all about love. We found somebody else.
You know what Michelle's about? Taking something and trying to fix it.
With my love. So we went from we're not getting a dog to all right, maybe we're gonna get a dog. All right, we can look at a dog till we're coming home in a monsoon with a dog.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It was so
nothing.
Bad.
We had nothing for this dog.
They just took it up. See, this is why breeders are so messed up. That lady, as long as you handed her that check, she didn't care what you did with that dog.
We had nothing. So we had to go buy everything, do all the things, learn all the things about having a dog. And let me tell you, that dog has become
a calendrillo.
She's human. I swear, that dog is human.
Humanized.
She's human. She is one of the loves of our life, and I wouldn't trade her.
And you
want to
know who could break Michelle? Coco. She can't handle a damn thing when it comes to that dog. Any little thing that may be wrong with Coco, I don't know. I'm like the dog person of the family. Yes. I would consider myself.
She's the dog whisperer.
And I'm like, no, she's fine. I'm like, oh, she just got an ear infection or like, things like that. And like, I grew up around dogs. I worked at a shelter. I worked at a pet groomer. Like, I know dogs. So she just freaks out about every little thing. I'm like,
and I'm not like that about anything.
No, she's not.
Do you want to tell them about when you came, when we were at the vet with her?
Oh, why did she have an IV or something?
She did, and I don't even remember why at this point.
Was it her spay or no?
Or maybe it was when she had
her dental work.
Yes.
Yeah, so she had her, they build a plaque on their teeth, so they put them under anesthesia to then clean their teeth and whatever. So they go to pick her up because they had to leave her all day. That was a project to leave her there all day. I'm like, she'll be fine. I mean, I don't like leaving Nyla there either, but I'm like, it'll be okay. Like, she's getting a dental cleaning. She's not having surgery. But they go and pick her up, and then me and the boys are actually trying to hang up our Ring camera because this is when me and Evan first got the house, and they call Ryan. Jeff calls Ryan, and it's chaos. Chaos.
We were home.
We were home.
But didn't we make it all the way home and then we left and drove her back?
No, because we got in the car with Ryan and went. So it's chaos. Jeff is crying on the phone. Something's wrong with Coco. She's bleeding all over Michelle's shirt. Like, we don't know what happened. Like, we just picked her up. There's blood everywhere. We don't know where it's coming from. Girlie. I hear her screaming in the background. Drive faster! Like, as if this dog is profusely bleeding out of her stomach or something.
I did look like a crime scene when I came out. There's blood all over.
That bad. It was like a few drips of blood. It was not
a crime scene. Don't listen to her.
Not that bad. Anyway, so now we're freaking out. We think something happened to the dog. We rush to Maywood Vet thinking the dog is basically dying. And we get there. I'll never forget this. It's not funny, but it is so. Because I've never seen you like that. You were just sitting in the chair in the waiting room of the vet like this. Like traumatized. I'm like, what happened? And the Coco's not there. So now I think the dog, they rushed the dog in the back room somewhere. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, are you okay? And she was like, I just like, you were like PTSD. I don't know. I've never seen her like that. Turns out the IV that was in her arm, sometimes like a blood bubble happens and it pops sometimes, and so there was a little bit of blood.
More than a little bit.
It was not that bad. I saw your shirt.
But she was fine.
Anyway, point of the story is dogs are your family, clearly, and when something happens, it's scary, and I'm not doubting your fear in that, because I would have done the same thing with her. I've had my fair share of health issues with this one in the past year. That
Coco really also had heart surgery.
Coco did also have a heart surgery as a puppy because that breeder didn't take care of her. Stop it.
She's talking about her place in the family.
Yes. I don't blame you for freaking out because, yes, Coco has had a health history in the past of scary things, but she was okay.
She was. But they do become so ingrained in your life and so much a part of your family. I did read this recently, and I told you this, because they say how some people are affected more when their pet dies than when a family member dies.
It's gonna be me.
And I don't think it means you love the dog more than your family member.
No.
It just hits differently. And what I read is with your brain, like if you're the owner, like Jeff and I are mom and dad to Coco, like she's one of our kids, that your brain doesn't know how to process because of how you take care of them. The difference between, it's like losing a child and that the trauma. And I know it's not the same as losing a child. I'm saying your brain plays that trick on you, that the way you feel is so traumatic because of the way you take care of them, and you have that mentality towards them. That
and I think part of it is too that their dogs your pets are just so innocent and like just there's no judgment, there's just love. So like to lose a pet like that would be like crazy. I don't even know. And like have you lost a pet? Yeah, but
it wasn't really mine anymore.
Pet,
my Aunt Pat had.
Yeah. So pets. Like for me especially,
Jeff had a dog that was his. That's still with us
in the little cremated box.
More ashes.
But so especially for me, obviously Nyla was me and my mom's dog, and then now my mom's not here. So like my last little part of my family is that damn dog. So, and obviously she's gone, I mean, not that you guys know this, but you do. She's gone through some health issues over the past year. So like I know she's getting older and it's just setting in, and it's not easy, but she's a part of my little family and I love her, even though she's annoying sometimes.
And they're here for such a short period in the grand scheme of things, that their lives are way too short. So of course we love them with everything we have while they are here, and they become a part of the extended family too.
Oh yeah,
the
everybody
extended family loves them as well.
Yeah, and everybody loves them, and pets just always become part of the family, no matter what age you get them, no matter when. It doesn't matter. Pets are always part of your family, just like your friends could be. This week, we're going to do another Stirring the Pot of a story that I actually found on Reddit. So I thought it was interesting and related to the episode, so we can read it and maybe get some reactions from us, from you guys, and see what we think.
All right. Friends versus family. Did anybody else grow up with parents who said things like, friends may disappoint you, you can only depend on family? I swear I heard that line so many times I started to believe it, especially when I was navigating middle school drama or teen heartbreaks. I remember this one time in high school, I had this friend. We were inseparable, we ate lunch together, studied together, and shared every embarrassing story. Then one day, out of nowhere, she started hanging out with a new group and completely ignored me. I was crushed. I ran home crying to my parents, expecting sympathy. Instead, my dad said, friends can be temporary, but family's forever. You can't always depend on your friends to be there. For years, I believed him. I kept my friends at a distance, thinking nobody could ever truly be trusted. But then slowly, I started noticing something. My closest friends were the ones who showed up, even when life got messy. When I moved cities, when I was sick, when I embarrassed myself, they weren't perfect. And yes, sometimes they disappointed me, but they were still there.
Yeah, I mean, what the dad's saying isn't false.
Nope.
Because I 100% believe that your family should be there for you 24/7 whenever you need them. And sometimes your friends aren't. But it could also be flip the opposite way. So I don't know. I don't think that the dad is wrong in saying that to her.
Yeah, I mean, in that scenario too, like if my kid came home and this person totally ditched my
Yeah.
kid, I would have a problem. I do think so. It is interesting because we pick our friends, we choose our
Yeah.
friends, like we discussed. You choose those people. You don't choose the people that you're born into.
No, you can't.
So even your siblings. Love my siblings, but we're all very, you're different.
Different people.
Like if you weren't related, you could
Would
say,
you be
would you be
friends?
friends?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes you don't know. Like, would anybody in your family, like the people that you don't have to be with, would you be with?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's an interesting way to look at it. But I've also said to like my boys, you can have a lot of friends in your life, but I want your brother to be your best friend.
Yeah.
And I know not everybody's like that.
No.
And that's my want. That doesn't mean that's going to happen for them. I kind of feel like they
for them
are,
it is.
but it isn't for everybody.
Even outside of your factor into it, like
Yes.
it's two of them just would be.
But the thing is, and I think about it even with my brothers, and we are close, you only have those shared experiences from growing up with those people. So when big things happen in your life, when there's loss, whatever it might be, your friends, and again, I said my fists will be there for everything for me. But when you share the loss of a parent, I know you were an only child, but when
Yeah.
you have siblings, that only other person that really understands and lived
The
in that
feeling,
house with
yeah.
you are those people that you grew up with. So yes, I think your friends can be there for everything for you, and sometimes are just as important sometimes
Yeah.
as a family. But I get what the dad was saying is your family is going to be there, and sometimes they're the ones that understand you the most in certain life
and
situations.
obviously this is in high school, they said. So I mean, high school is high school.
It's
There's
drama.
drama. It's girl drama. It's boy drama. It's just, I mean, really, the reality of coming out with the same group of friends from high school all the way to when you're married and having kids is very rare. Usually there's one or two people that you still talk to, which accurate. Okay, I have Angelica.
I mean,
but like,
yeah, or you're going to have, like we just talked about, like there are those scenarios. There was like Jeff and Claire, and we talked about there's that whole group,
Yeah.
Glenn and that whole group
Yeah.
that they're all
It
still
depends,
friends.
yeah.
Uncle Toast will tell you he's
Oh, his
got that
friends,
whole
yeah.
friend that he grew up with from grammar school and
Mm-hmm.
high school that they're still tight and see each other. So it happens, but yeah, it can
I
be
feel
rare.
like-
It's special if that does happen.
I feel like the moral of the story is basically to choose friends that you know will be there for you, and then sometimes you don't know until something does happen, and then it's not to say to then, oh, shun them, like you weren't there for me the way I wanted you to be there for me, but like you know who people are when things get serious, when things come down to it. You know the people that are there for you and the people that aren't, and whether that's friends or whether that's family, or
and it could be
one of
both.
and it could be both.
Believe that friends can't be as important to you as family, because they absolutely can be.
Yeah.
So I disagree with the father in that respect. But I do think that
You have a close knit
if you have,
family.
yeah, it's a situational thing.
it's
It's
very
a situationship.
And it depends on your family and it depends on your friends.
I think that both can be right.
Both can be right. It just depends.
We didn't choose a side.
I
but
know.
you
it
can't,
really
because it
depends.
depends on the friends and it depends on the family. And like I said, it could be both. There are those friends in your life who are just as important and will be there for you through thick and thin. There's family that will be the same. And then there's also family and friends who won't
not.
be there through
Yeah.
thick and thin.
It is what it is. People are people.
Like I said, you choose your friends. You don't choose your family.
Yes.
And if you're lucky, the family that you didn't choose will still be your friends.
Yes.
And be there for you. Because having family that you also consider like a
Friends.
friendship
Yeah.
is ideal.
We're doing a podcast together. If we weren't friends outside of her being my mother-in-law, I don't think it would have worked out too well.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was this week's Stirring the Pot. If you guys have any stories, please send them in to us. You can send us a DM on Instagram or TikTok.
And let us know the important people in your life.
Yeah, like, do you have a lot more family, or do you have a lot more friends, or do you have a lot more friends that are family? Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Some people don't have any family, but they just have friends that are family.
Very true.
Yeah. But yeah, this was episode 8. Woo! Oh, we're cheersing again.
We're cheersing again.
But this was episode 8. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed, please rate the show. Like us on TikTok. We're here. Or Instagram. Instagram's not doing so hot, though. So if you're on TikTok and not following us on Instagram,
start doing the Instagram business as well.
Well, we're also on YouTube, too. If you want to watch us instead of listen to us, I do put fun pictures in there sometimes for what we're talking about. So you can follow us on there as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week. What are we talking about next week? Oh, next week is Thanksgiving. Oh, Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, we're going to talk all about hosting. It's going to be great.
Because Thanksgiving always gets the shaft. So now we're going to dedicate a whole episode.
This was her idea. The idea that she brings to the table. Let's do a Thanksgiving episode.
Because Thanksgiving is always the orphan child between Halloween and Christmas.
It is. All right. Well, we will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye, everyone.